Okay, today we will learn about topic 6, which is part 2. Okay, in topic 6, part 2, we will separate into 4 parts that you need to know. First is about the 5 rule of differentiation and also include higher order. And second, for the implicit differentiation. And third is partial derivative and also for its second order. And the fourth is exponential and logarithmic function. Okay, we will first learn about the 5 rule of differentiation and higher order. For the first rule, if y equal to k, where k is a constant, then dy per dx equal to 0. Okay, what is meaning here for k? K can be either 1, 2, 3, also can be -1, -2, -3, or it can also be 2/5, where it is a constant, so dy per dx equal to 0. Any number of k, then when differentiate, it become equal to 0. For rule number 2, if you have y equal to ax power of n, where a and n is a constant, any number a and n, which is either 1, 2, 3, 4, or something like that, 1, and when you differentiate it, the n is here will move to the front, which is become n multiple with a, and x power of n will be -1. Okay, again, when you have y equal to ax power of n, when you differentiate it, the n will move, the power of n for x will move to the front, become n multiple with a, and then n in here will be -1. Let's say the first equation. You have this one, which is y equal to 3x power of 4 plus 2. Okay, we want to differentiate dy per dx. When you want to differentiate dy per dx, means that you want to differentiate which refer to the variable x. Okay, so in here you have an x, 3x power of 4, but in here you doesn't have an x, you doesn't have an x, tak ada x. So what will happen is dy per dx, which is 4 move to the front, become 3 multiple with 4, and 4 at the above 4 minus 1, while at the back plus 0, since they doesn't have x, so it's become 0, it's constant. So 3 multiple with 4 will become 12, and x power of 4 minus 1 will become 3. This is the answer. Easy, right? Okay, let's say for number 2, we want to differentiate, for this case, similarly, dy per dx. Okay, so we can see that this is have an x, this have an x, other x, this also have an x, only this one will not have an x, so this one will become 0 when differentiated. Okay, for this case, 5x power of 3, 3 will move to the front, and 3 minus 1. Okay, 3 will move to the front, and this become 5 multiple with 3, and 3 minus 1 for the power. Similarly, for this case, 2 move to the front, it become 2 times 2, while the power is 2 minus 1, and 4 this is actually 4 power of 1. So 1 move to the front, it becomes 4 multiple with 1, and 1 minus 1 plus 0. Since 7 is constant, so it's become 0. So what you will get is 5 multiple with 3 become 15, x power of 2. And this one is 2 times 2 become 4. And x is power of 1, 2 minus 1, x power of 1, which is x. And this one become plus 4 multiple with 1 become 4. And x is 0, so that is actually power of 0. But x power of 0 is equal to 1. So it is only 4. Okay, so the answer is this one, 15x square. Jawapan adalah 15x square plus 4x plus 4. Is it right? If they are constant, let's say this constant, it becomes 0. If they have power in here, we want to differentiate. Kita nak differentiate pada x. Okay, kita tengok yang mana tak ada x, it becomes 0. Yang mana if they have an x, so this one, the power of x will move to the front, and x, the power of x will be minus 1. Let's see rule number 3. And rule number 3 is y equal to u power of n, where u is a function of x, then dy per dx equal to dy per du multiple with du per dx. This is also known as the chain rule. Or you can also use this one formula. Dy per dx equal to nu, which is n move to the front, it's become nu, and n minus 1, and then you need to differentiate for u. Differentiate only this one. Let's say for this one, the question, if the question gives you this one, y equal to 3 square root of x power of 5 plus 7, you can write it as y equal to 3 bracket x power of 5 plus 7 power of half. Okay, you boleh buat macam ni. And then, the keyword in here, you assume that this one is equal to u, which is u equal to overall of this one. Or you can say that for this one, okay, u equal to x power of 5 plus 7 power of half. So what will happen, since this is u, so this y will become y equal to 3u. Since this one is u, so it will become 3u. Okay, for this case, we find that u and y, so we differentiate u to the x, and meanwhile for y, differentiate for u. Okay, for this one, because this is u and have x inside of it, so differentiate du per dx. Meanwhile for this y, we have a u, so we differentiate dy per du. To differentiate based on x for this one, you need to see that which one have an x. So I will move this one to the front, which is half, and I copy again, salin balik x power of 5 plus 7, and then power of half minus 1, and differentiate d per dx for x power of 5 plus 7. Okay. And then you can see that this one will become this one. which is half, open bracket, x power 5 plus 7 power of negative half. And for this case, when you differentiate x power of 5 plus 7, you will get that f5 power 5x power of 4. The reason is because this 5 move to the front, akan dapat 5, get 5. And for this 5, which is 5 minus 4, 5 minus 1, sorry, 5 minus 1, it will become 4. For 7 is a constant, doesn't have an x, so it will become 0. Okay? The power of 5 move to the front, and the power of 5, 5 minus 1 become 4, and for 7, it will become 0. Okay? This is for du per dx. Meanwhile, for y equal to 3u, when you differentiate this one, it is 1 power 3u power of 1. So when you differentiate this one will move to the front, and this one 1 minus 1, so it's actually 3u power of 0. So you can just write it as 3. Okay, you get that du per dx is this one, and dy per du is equal to this one. Okay, this one you can simplify it, because this is negative half, you move to the down, which is this one. Since it's the power of negative, so it should move to downstairs, which is become 5x power of 4. This is 2, and this one will move to downstairs, so equal to 5x power of 4, 2 square root x power of 5 plus 7. This is one you have simplified. Next is you use the formula dy per dx equal to dy per du multiple with du per dx. So you know that dy per du is this one. dy per du is this one. Meanwhile, for du per dx is this one. So 3 multiple with 5 will become 15x power of 4 and 2 square root x power of 5 plus 7. Okay. How you want to assume that? Which one to use to become u? Macam mana you nak pilih mana satu yang jadi u? You choose that have a power, that have the x. Okay. Such as x power 5 plus 7 power of square root. So you use this as u. You guna ni sebagai u. Yang mana 3 will become 3u. Or you can use these techniques. Okay. The same question. Okay. You assume this one as 3x power of half. Okay. 3x power of half. Let's say y equal to 3x power of half. So what will happen when you differentiate dy per dx? It will become, this one will move to the front, 3 multiple with half. And x is half minus 1. And you will get that 3 over 2 x power of negative half. Okay, but you just differentiate for this case. you doesn't differentiate inside of that. So again, you need to differentiate inside of this one. So that's why when you differentiate it normally, which is NU, which is N move to the front, okay, U N minus 1, you need to differentiate inside of U, okay. For this question, half move to the front, it become 3 multiple with half, copy balik, salin balik, 5 power of x power of 5 plus 7, which is half minus 1, and differentiate inside of this one. Differentiate again for this one, which is x power of 5 plus 7. And then you will get that 3 over 2 x power of 5 plus 7 power of negative half, because this half minus 1 will become negative half, and differentiate dy per dx inside of u, you will get that 5x power of 4, since 5 moves to the front, become 5, 5 minus 1 become 4, and 7 is constant, so it becomes 0. Okay, this you will get this one. And if you want to simplify it, 3 multiple with 5x power of 4 is become like this one, and 2 is the below, and because this is a power negative, when they are power negative, you need move it to the downstairs, so it will become like this one. Okay. Rule number 4. If y equal to u and v, which is y equal to u and v, which is u have an x inside of that, and v also have an x inside of that, where u and v is a function of x, maksudnya u and v adalah function yang ada x dalam dia, then you need to differentiate using this formula, u dv over dx plus v du over dx. Okay. To identify this one, this u have an x, meanwhile v also have an x inside of that. Ada x dalam u and v. Contohnya, like this one. Okay. When you want to differentiate, you need to differentiate for this one. You also need to differentiate for all this one. Okay. Okay. You need to differentiate for both of them. You need to differentiate this one, and you also need to differentiate for this one. Okay. X cos of power of 2 and x power of 3 plus 2. You kena pakai teknik dy per dx equal to u dv per dx plus v du per dx. Yang ini you kena pakai, you need to use the formula bila question is like this one. You have an x, satu benda, and then you have also the another one is x. Okay, you have two term that you need to differentiate simultaneously. Maksudnya you ada x1 dan x2, you kena differentiate serentak. This is number 1, you need to differentiate, and also for x, this one is number 2, you need to differentiate serentak. So you kena use formula. Okay, how you want to use the formula? First, you assume that which one, you can assume mana-mana pun. So I assume this one as U, meanwhile for this one I assume that as V. Okay, and then you get that this one is 2x. Since x power of 2 is actually, when you differentiate du per dx, you differentiate pada x, which is x power of 2. When you differentiate it, it becomes 2 move to the front, x 2 minus 1, which is, this one is x power of 1. Similarly for this case, equal to square root of x power of 3 plus 2 for v. And this one, you can assume that it's become like this one, which is power of half. Okay. Similarly, you will move this one to the front, and you get that power of half. You will get that the power of half. And x power of 3 and x power of 3 plus 2 which means this one, since this one moved to the front, so the power half with minus will be minus 1. But again, don't forget to differentiate again inside, which is d per dx x power of 3 plus 2. So what you will get is like this one. Which is half x power of 3 plus 2, which is, it's become negative half, plus 3x, since this one 3 move to the front, become 3 x 3, this one is 3 minus 1 is become equal to 2, so it's become power of 2. Okay, and since this one 2 is a constant, doesn't have an x, so it will become 0. Okay, next, you simplify it. This one will become 3x power of 2, and 2 in here will be downstairs, and x power of 3 plus 2 power square root of power of half. Since it is negative, so it will go downstairs. Okay, and at the end you will get like this one. So what you will get is du per dx for this one, and this one is for dv per dx. Next is you want to find that dy per dx. To find dy per dx is actually dvu dv per dx plus v du per dx. Or you can simplify it in the form of uv prime plus vu prime. This is what happened. Dy per dx equal to u dv per dx plus v du per dx. Or you can say that u v prime plus v u prime. And just substitute what you get. This is u. You assume first this is u. And this one is a v. So this one is a v. And this one is v prime dv per dx, and this one is u prime that you have already find at the front, okay, which is du dx is 2x, so du per dx is 2x, okay. And after that, you can just multiple inside of this one, x power of 2, which this one is become 3 x power of 4, okay, salin balik, copy again, and this one is 2x power multiple which square root of x power 3 plus 2. So this is the answer at the end. Easy, right? If you have an equation like this one, which is you have x for the first one, and the second you have again x, so you need to do this using a formula of multiplication, which is this one, okay. You need to use this one. Jika ada 2 kali x, you kena pakai yang ini, okay. Jika tak ada x, let's say y equal to 3x power of 4 plus 3x power of 2, okay, if like this one, you can differentiate one by one. dy per dx equal to 3, 4, power of 4 move to the front, 3, 4, x power of 4 minus 1 plus 3, 2, x power of 2 minus 1. So you will get that 12 x power of 3 plus 6 x power of 1. Okay. Jika macam ni, you ada x, tetapi dia tak kali tau. It doesn't multiple with both of them. They have something like this one, plus. So you can do that one by one. You boleh differentiate satu per satu. Tapi bagi case ini, you tak boleh differentiate satu per satu. You cannot differentiate one by one. Since they are multiplication, you need to do simultaneously, serentak. So that's why you need to use this formula. Okay? And the end, which is the rule number 5. Similar case. Tetapi, in this case, you ada x kat atas, you ada x kat bawah. U and V. So, this one that you need to remember also. Okay? Which is V du per dx minus U dV per dx and V power of 2. To make it easier for you to remember, okay, you can say that V U prime minus U V prime divided by V power of 2. Okay, U prime is U du per dx, V prime is dV per dx. Okay, let's say for this example, you have an x in here. You also have an x in here. At the above have an x and the below have an x. Okay? You nak differentiate dia, you kena differentiate serentak. You need to differentiate simultaneously. So, since you have x above and x below, so you cannot assume, you need to assume as u divided by v. Which the first is, you assume that u is x power of 2 and this one is become v. Okay, next you find that du per dx, which is 2x, which is 2 move to the front become 2x and 2 minus 1 will become x power of 1. Okay? For this case, you assume v is square root of x power 3 plus 2. You need to change first into this one. And after that, you move this one to the front, become half. And x salin balik. Yang atas ini, copy again. And the above, which is half minus 1. And then differentiate x power of 3 plus 2. And then you differentiate inside of this one. Kenapa kena differentiate? Why we need to differentiate? Because you not differentiate x power of 3 yet. So you need again to differentiate x power of 3 plus 2. Okay? You just differentiate the power of the inside of this. This is just u. And what you will get is half x power of 3 plus half minus 1 will become negative half, power of negative half. And this one, x power of 3, 3 move to the front, become 3. And 3 is 3 minus 2, 3 minus 1 will become 2. Okay, 3x plus 2. And this 2 is a constant, doesn't have an x, tak ada x, so it becomes 0. Okay. And then, this one is the above, so 3x power of 2. Since this is a power negative, so it will go down. Okay, you will get this one. And at the end, if you want to change it into square root, it's become like this one. Okay, after you get the du per dx and dv per dx, which is this one is dv per dx, so you need to substitute into the formula, which is dy per dx. Sebab kita nak cari dy per dx, kita bukan nak cari dv per dx atau du per dx. So v u prime minus u v prime divided by v power of 2. So this is what happened. You know that this is u and v, which is x power of 2 is u and this one is a v. So you substitute into the formula, which is dy per dx is equal to v u prime minus v u v prime divided by v squared. So this is v. I copy again. This is v. And this one is x. This one is u. So this one, when you differentiate this one, it becomes 2x, which is u prime. And this is v prime. And of course, this is v. Just put that the power of 2. Okay? And if you want to simplify again, okay, it will become like this one. Okay, this one 2x, move to the front, become 2x square root of x power 3 plus 2 minus 3 x power of 2, which x power of 2 is actually x power of 2 multiple with x power of 2 is x2 plus 2, which is at the end you get the x power of 4. This one x power of 4. And then 2 square root x power of 3 plus 2. Okay, you can stop until this one. Or if you want to simplify again, you need to same the denominator. Okay, make it same for the denominator. Which is, you know that this is power divided by 1. So, you can multiple, which 2 square root x power of 3 plus 2. Okay, at the above, and also multiple with 2 square root x power of 3 plus 2 at the below. And then I simplified it and moved that one to the downstairs. And this is what you will get. Okay, and at the end the result will be like this one. Okay, because it's 4x power of 4 can minus 3x power of 4 will become x power of 4. 4 tolak 3 dapat 1. 4 minus 3 you get 1 x power 4, and this is the result. Okay, that is the 5th rule. Okay, I repeat again, for the 5th rule, if y equal to k, which is k is constant, when you differentiate, kalau constant, differentiate pada x, which is k tak ada x. So k doesn't have x, so it will become, when differentiate, it become 0. Okay. For this case, if they have an x, which is let's say the power of n, so you will move this one n to the front, it's become n power of multiple which a, and the power of n minus 1. Okay. The third rule is the chain rule. Okay. dy per dx equal to dy per du multiple with du per dx. Or you can just use this one. Okay. Which is you have that y equal to u power of n. So you move this n to the front, it become nu and then n minus 1. But again, you gonna differentiate this one, u, differentiate for u inside only. Okay. Dalam saja differentiate lepas tu. And rule number 4, if you have x and also x inside of u and v, so you kena pakai this formula, which is also known as u v prime plus v u prime. Okay, you assume this salah satunya adalah u dan salah satu lagi adalah v. Okay, and the 5th rule is this one. When you have u and v, this one have an x inside and v has a x inside, and you need to assume that u and v, so this is the formula you need to remember how to solve that one. Okay. Next, we go to the higher order differentiation. Okay. Suppose that you have the fx equal to y and y is become like this one. Okay. If the first order you differentiate kali pertama, you will get like this one, which is 5 move to the front, 5 times 2 become 10, which is 5, this one is 5 minus 1 is become 4. So this is the power of 4. And then this one 2 move to the front, it become 10, and 2 minus 1 become 1, so this is power of 1. Because this one is a constant, so it's become 0. Okay, this is first differentiation. If you want to differentiate again, that is second order differentiation. Using by this one, you will differentiate it, which is 4 move to the front, it become 10 times 4 become 40, and 4, this one is 4 minus 1 is become 3. And for this one is power of 1, 1 move to the front will become 10, and 1 minus 1 will become x power of 0. Okay, or you can say that 10. Okay, this is a second order. If you want to differentiate again for the third order, it will be like this one. Okay, using daripada yang ini, use from this one, you move 3 to the front, it's become 120, and this one, 3 minus 1 will become 2. So this power of 2, and of course this is a constant, so it will become 0. Okay, and if you want to differentiate again for the fourth order, okay, the symbol is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, or you can say that power of 4, this is a power of 3, this is a power of 2. Okay, differentiate 2 times. And differentiate this one for the fourth time, fourth order, 2 move to the front will become 240, and this one power of 2 with 2 minus 1 will become 1, so it's become x. Okay, we use the previous one to get this one, and this one to get this one, and this one to get this one.